set of new images have just come in very recently from Japan, the Far East, by a true warrior, the Flying Turtle 1968. Now he works very hard for us in our community, showing these big changes. Look at the skies. For the morning rise, again, there is indeed a dark shadow. Strange colours that are cutting through. Now, I'd like to explain as well that on this channel, we are seeing the skies of today, right now. Like these photographs that you're seeing on the screen are just been sent in just a couple of minutes ago. Let me now show you the next photo that this kind member of our community is showing of the skies in the Far East. This is the other photo of the skies seen from the Far East. Now the cloud system, this other colour that's coming through with this reflector in the skies is showing so much now. We are seeing many images with this strange colour that's cutting through. Just another astonishing photograph. What we're seeing is on this photograph to be investigated is the blue haze above around the area of this reflector. Down below on the horizon we're getting the pink reflection again. Now if you look carefully around the area of this reflector, look around, you can just see a red haze. Something is reflecting strong behind the area, what you're seeing on the screen here. Just amazing. Again, these images have just come in very just now. We can see these next attachments that have just come through from Margaret Connolly from the USA. Very strange formations, different colours, and that reflector again. Now I'd like to say this as well, that what we're seeing here is a different light colour with the dim and dark blue sky. Indeed, our sun would never do this. So to the left side we've got strange hazy chems mixing with other chemicals. These on the screen that you're seeing here now are not natural clouds. HARP again and other technology is being used to hide in the reflector that you're seeing on the screen here. Let me just go through the different photographs. You can just clearly see that it is just a cover-up. Everything there is a cover-up on the screen. Our sun, our natural sun, hasn't been seen for a long time. What we're seeing now is man-made technology. Here we have an image of the area that you see to be the sun. Okay, now it's been zoomed in. These attachments have come in from Trina. Now Trina's worked very hard, and what she's done is she's enhanced the photographs and picked up a strange square formation to the 5 o'clock position on the area through this reflector. Let me just show you this and the different enhancements. Look at that strange square that's being picked up. There's one above as well. Now, is this cloaking technology that's being used? It does look very strange, doesn't it? Just there on the lower area. Again, we've got to think out the box, but that indeed does look a lot different, doesn't it? So thank you for sending these attachments in, because what is being used to cover the truth? Another genuine photograph's come in from Kevin McCoy, stating in an email, never seen the sun as white as this, and seeing those strange colours reflecting on those strange formations. And in the background, the sky is virtually black, very grey. So again, thank you for this attachment, and if you catch any other photos, send them in. Thank you. We have an attachment with an email from Dom explaining what is going on. He's shocked to actually see that this is still carrying on, and it's got a lot thicker in his area. You can see clearly that this system, the sky system there, is full of chemicals. We've got that orange sun reflecting behind it. The skies indeed are darker. So again, it is just another truthful image that's been sent in to be shown to all of you in our community of this difference. Deborator 101 again has sent some images, some true images for our community to look at, to see again that that is not our sun. that light source that you see there is very bright. It's a different colour, and the sky system behind it is too dark. Now, this lady in our community is from the USA. Now, I've got to say, on the next images, we do see lens flares. Let's not be disheartened by the lens flares. Let's look closely at these chem formations, the dark sky, and what is happening to the sun, because it's changing. Okay, on the first photograph, after this one, you can see, can't you, that those cloud systems are indeed a lot different now. You can see, again, in the centre outer area of this reflector, this colour that's still going through. Now, I just want to say as well, I find it very important to still continue with the gallery archives of the images that are coming through every single day by these kind people in our community. There's thousands of people that want the truth to come out. They can see the skies have changed. And I will still do these galleries, as well as bringing out different information, working with the webcams and talking to other people as well about this situation. There's a lot of people now that are awakened to this truth. Now, let me move now to the next photograph. Yes, we do see a lens flare, but there they are again, those strange formations in the heavens. Now look at the area of the sun. Look how much different it is. When there's been a thunderstorm or even a large amount of snowfall, you can see that afterwards the sun changes its colour. Look at the orange haze coming from another body. Now, again, like I said, the strange formations above are man-made. They are not real cloud systems. The real cloud systems that you see on this photograph are down to the left-hand side. People are stating as well that plant life are deteriorating at a maximum rate. Okay, now, again, we're seeing a lens flare, but just above, we're seeing the change. The sun, again, is discharging. Can you see, again, just above those chem lines in the skies? Now, I'm going to now move to the next photo here. Okay. Now, we've got some strange formations again above the area that we see of this white sun. Please be observant, because you will see more and more of these strange formations and chemtrails as that sun that you see on the screen becomes a different colour. There it is again. We've got this strange haze of formations, the dark skies and the white sun. Just more evidence that's coming through. So thank you again, Decorator 101, for these fine, fantastic pictures. You send them in all the time, and I appreciate that. We all appreciate your hard work, and God bless. These images have just come through from Abigail from Ohio. Timestamp there was 7:47, 2 hours ago. And to the other side, you can see clearly those strange formations, no natural clouds like we saw in the past years. Now I'm going to just pan out to this image. Okay, so during the morning, this gets even stranger, because what you're seeing now is a reflector. And in the centre of the screen, you're seeing these other strange lines, chem lines. Okay, now above that rooftop you see in the centre of the bottom half of the photograph, that reflection again is fluorescent. And it is important to store these photos, keep hold of them, because as we carry on through the different years, we're going to see a big change, aren't we? We're going to see more changes, and then going back to these images is very important, because you can see a progression of what is happening. I mean, look at the sky on this photograph as well. Clearly shows there has been a big problem that's out there. These, again, are not natural. These are so different now. Zooming into the photograph, you can clearly see two chemtrail planes and very, very strange chem formations. They are just pelting the skies with trails every single day. Even when we get a cloud cover, just thousands of feet above This is what they're doing. They are covering up the area of the sun that we see, because the sun again is acting very, very different now. Pointing the camera as well to the other direction. Still you can see lines in the skies. And I just want to say as well that even the plant life are not getting the right sunlight as they did before in the past years. The golden sun that was producing energy for the plant life, for us, animals. I mean, everything is changing. We're not getting the right amount of health, vitamins, and this artificial sunlight is no good for any of us. We have this next photograph from Adam from Richmond, North Yorkshire, showing these two colours that are reflecting through. To the left side you've got another object, and down to the horizon you've got the other colour coming through. As stated in Adam's email, there's no denying this now. So thank you again for sending this attachment through. We also have Russell from Arizona that's sending these next photographs in just recently. Look at that chemtrail, that line in the sky, and then to the left side with that harp cloud formation you've got that shadow that's illuminating, that's showing itself. Above to the right side you've got the reflector that's shining through. Low cloud formations below as well, and the painted sky. I mean, everything on this photograph is showing you that indeed they are not stopping. Look at this next photo as well. You've got those strange cloud formations and this block of the harp cloud. This image has been zoomed out. I mean, this chemtrail in the sky looks absolutely astonishing. Can you see the shadow again? And to the right side you've got these other strange chemical reactions that's covering up as well with the harp cloud. They don't want you to see the truth. The two colours are here as well. You've got the reflection, this blue array here to the right side, and below you've got this pink colour right down the horizon here from another object that's indeed made its way back. Zooming in as well and showing the skies. Look at this strange formation of this chemtrail. In the background of the chemtrail is other chem formations. This is proven as well, isn't it? I mean, every single photograph is showing no cloud systems, just chemtrails, chemicals. Moments later on this other kill shot image, the photograph just speaks for itself. Look at the reflector. The same colours coming through as well. And below on the horizon here you've got the natural cloud formations just being pushed down, right down. As I've had emails as well from many people, even the skies of the 1990s, our cloud systems were very high in the sky, looking very natural with the golden sun. Even this photograph that was just brought in just a couple of hours ago, that sun is very, very dim. Chem lines in the skies facing downwards, just appearing from nowhere, no chem plane, just a line that just shows itself. Harp cloud formations and a dark sky. Later on during the afternoon things become slightly brighter and you can still clearly see, can't you, beyond, above that cloud formation, chem lines in the skies. See, Russell as well is absolutely amazed how people are not looking up to the heavens and noticing this complete change to our sky system. Now look how dim and dark it is here on the photograph. It is far too dark. Can you see how the chemtrails move closer towards the area that we see and believe to be the sun? That area is being eclipsed right now on that photograph. Just a haze. To the area just below, the natural clouds are so different than they were in the other years. Here is a harp system that you can see on the screen with a shadow of a chem that's going right down the diagonal line of this system. Russell also states in an email, to the northeast there is a beam of pink haze showing to the other side. Okay, now this is an overwhelming photograph of the truth. I don't have to speak any words with this photograph because it is absolutely outstanding, and it just shows you exactly what they're doing. What you're seeing here is chemtrails, two types of chemicals. We've got the Harp formation cloud system, we've got the reflector, and we've got natural clouds just not doing anything with the dark sky behind. Look how dark it is. It's far too dim for 11 AM. Everything on the screen is really there. Now, like I said before, if we gave this photograph for somebody that was in the past, 1982, and said, what do you think of this photograph? They would turn around and say, this isn't real. There's no way and a chance that that is real. But indeed, this is what's happening now to our skies, 2018. So let's now move to the next attachment. Okay, now this is getting even more stranger, isn't it? I mean, let me just tell you something, please. It's important that these photographs are just coming right now, recently. These are the skies of what we're seeing now in February 27th, the 2nd, 2018. Look at the state of this photograph. Look at the area that we believe to see of the sun. Now, again, that is an eclipse. That is no golden sun that we saw before. Look at the pink colours. Look at the dark skies, and everything on the screen is unnatural. Just aluminium that's being spread across our sky systems. Now, this is indeed very, very strange. Again, we've got these harp cloud formations mixed with these other chemicals that are closing the gaps so you can't see the truth. Now again, they're doing this to stop radiation from leaking in. And I mean, at the end of the day, we've just got to speak out. It's important to show these photographs. We have Jenny in our community that lives in South Africa sending this photograph in. She has been watching the videos and noticing these changes, so she took a look outside of her house and noticed again these lines in the centre of the screen on these strange cloud formations. Look at the pink reflection as well that's cutting through. Now, this photograph has been taken northeast. Now, them pink colours that you see on the photograph are coming from behind, out there in our solar system, reflecting. So thank you for this photograph and take care. Okay, we've just got some images just come through again from Jenny from Southern Africa. Now, like the photos we've got from the Far East to the UK and other parts of the world, Australia, the USA, I mean the list goes on through the different videos. It just shows, doesn't it? Now Africa is picking up the same sky images. Just that colour again that's coming through, and the dimness, the darkness. And this is why these people from across the world take a camera, and when it changes, when we see the strange colour coming from the sun, we go outside. It's natural when something is different to take an image. So now let's move to this kind person's next photo. Still taking photos now. That colour's still there, isn't it? And just around each side of the area to believe to be the sun, it's too dark, isn't it? The skies can be seen. It's noticeable just to the left and to the right. We shouldn't be able to see it like this. This is the last photo from this kind person from Southern Africa. And this person stating as well in an email that she'd never seen this pink colour before. It's so strong now, reflecting through the skies. So thank you for these images, and thank you. If you catch anything else onto screen, send it through and we will show them on other future archives. Tom Smith sent this photograph in as well, just recently, showing you this pink colour from the northeast. Look at the chem formation. And when we see all this on the screen, we do see very strange weather patterns, don't we? Like storms and other differences. It's amazing still, though, that people just don't want to see the truth. I mean, these photographs on this archive have all just come in very recently, and I just felt that it was important to show them onto screen.
There are increasing indications that Planet X, also known as Nibiru, is moving in a precise direction towards planet Earth. So what does this suggest for those of us who dwell on this planet? Is there actually a biblical link that correlates with the end times as we know it? Many of you believe that NASA and other government bodies, such as the Pentagon and the CIA, are aware of its approach. Your belief carries considerable weight, considering the recent publication of scientific studies claiming that there is proof of an unnamed mysterious planet lurking beyond Pluto. The claim was determined by observations of gravitational influences on a group of celestial bodies called the extreme trans-Neptunian objects, which are orbiting our Sun beyond Neptune. The approach of the mysterious planet Nibiru is at present sending waves of charged plasmatic energy particles through our solar system. The flow of energy will finally affect the core flows of the Earth and result in catastrophic changes in Earth's climate, which is without a doubt occurring on an escalated scale. Planet Earth has been feeling the effects of this inbound planet or system of planets since 1996, with records showing a troublesome increase in seismic and volcanic activity, extreme weather patterns, and catastrophic disasters. U.S. and Russian governments are aware of its approach, as is the Vatican hierarchy, which is keeping a watchful eye on the heavens with their sophisticated telescope perched high in the mountains of Arizona. In the meantime, the public is being kept in the dark regarding this approaching apocalypse. The consensus by many is that such an event would annihilate 2/3 of the world's population, while 2/3 of those who survive the initial impact will perish over time due to starvation and exposure to the elements. The question that persists with respect to Planet X is whether this mysterious planet that scientists now claim exists beyond Pluto is the same planet that is believed to have wiped out much of humanity thousands of years ago. There is, however, more to the story than what meets the eye. Based on the research study known as extreme trans-Neptunian objects and the quasi mechanism signaling the presence of trans-Plutonian planets, posted in 2014 in the Journal Monthly Notices of the Royal Astronomical Society letters, there are at least 2 planets, part of our solar system, larger than Earth, lurking out there beyond Pluto, and whose existence can be noticed through their gravitational influences. So it is fair to say that NASA understands that these planetary objects are a serious threat to our civilization. It is widely perceived that researchers had proposed that the so-called Planet X was at least 10 times as large as Earth and was most likely situated at a distance of 250 astronomical units from our Sun, with an orbit of 10 to 20,000 years. There is an understanding that an approaching large body or a star system of planets and moons can trigger considerable differences in magnetic activity, and recent data from our magnetosphere indicates that this is what is now taking place. There were even suggestions that Google Sky had revealed an area in space that had been censored by NASA, showing the winged globe moving through our solar system. So are these subtle warnings an earnest attempt to inform us that an apocalyptic situation is at hand, which is coming from out of this world, something previously unknown to humanity, but which have memories in our subconscious from past lives and records kept over the ages? If we consider the ancient era of Atlantis and Lemuria and what happened to these civilizations, is it any wonder that NASA would redact the location of this incoming body on Google Sky or in their own imagery? Every week, NASA appears to have learned something new that was unimaginable, and yet they want us to imagine that Planet X Nibiru is unreal. As you can envision, the gravitational consequences of a sizable planet moving close to the inner solar system would spell huge problems for planet Earth. Not only are we witnessing climate extremes and a shifting of the Earth, but we are now bearing witness to the very real observations that the four seasons, as we have known them, are now blending. So with all of this in mind, we can now ascertain why certain governments are taking steps to protect their own interests as they prepare for the arrival and the aftermath of this large planetary body or system of planets moving through our solar system. Here is some news that has been widely reported, but which some of you may not be aware of. Russia recently completed building or updating some 5,000 shelters in Moscow. They actually have been quite open about what they are doing, but they haven't specifically stated the actual reason for constructing or updating these shelters. But we do know that they have some facilities that can accommodate up to 100,000 people. The United States is estimated to have over 150 deep underground military bases. Coincidentally, a huge military underground city exists below the Denver airport. Now, these are entire underground cities that have been under construction since the 1980s. But this is a need-to-know classification that is underway and is never published in advance for fear of destabilizing the economy. If you do any research of this topic, you are bound to run into various forms of disinformation. Now, some of it intentional, but much of it produced by uneducated individuals within the public. Until the discovery of Planet X, astronomers had regarded the writings of the ancient Sumerians about this object as legend. When Planet X was discovered in 1983, they suddenly learned that the Sumerians were not the primitive people they had been made out to be by intellectuals of today. Have you ever wondered what the real purpose of the Hubble Space Telescope was intended for? It was not to explore the universe and the solar system, as some have suggested. Rather, the reason for constructing this multi-billion-dollar telescope and then placing it in orbit was for the purpose of observing the inbound Planet X. A June 6th interview with a Hubble insider states this fact as to the Hubble's purpose. He watched this mysterious body through the Hubble telescope and stated that this thing looked as if it was nearby, and the Hubble got cut off, and they encrypted it, and that was the end of any transmission. So let's listen to this interview. Our insider is stating in the most revealing terms that something ominous is heading our way that NASA has known about for decades. Nibiru, aka Planet X, and referred to by the Vatican as wormwood, has a mass that is 3 to 5 times the mass of Jupiter. Its composition is cesium, iron oxide, iron, oxygen, and ozone. And according to the interview by the Hubble insider, It consists of 7 planets and moons that orbit it and innumerable asteroids. Its existence is known by all of the major governments of the world, and they are prepared, as I described earlier in this presentation. The object is very big, and until recently it is a red dwarf star visible only in the infrared spectrum. The agent claims that the government is monitoring the system and that in 2008 it could be seen in high detail with infrared telescopes. But the manner of observation is beginning to change. Using deductive logic, a number of independent videos are capturing its close approach now. We can speculate about its existence and whether the images and videos being published on a regular basis are genuine captures. But it doesn't change the narrative that something big is out there. Even the most reputable scientists are coming to the same conclusion that we have been warning about for many years now. That whatever is out there must be found and determined as to its impact upon the solar system and planet Earth. So it's no longer a question of whether it actually exists, but rather its actual location and how long before its absolute impact will be felt on our planet. In closing, I wanted to share with you a few troubling observations that were posted recently on Facebook. The first one is a capture from the Skycam Observatory in Deakin, Australia, showing the two-sun phenomenon. Now, the Sun's companion has been visible in this side-by-side view on all Skycam for several days now, which indicates that the Nemesis system is rising to the ecliptic, as I mentioned in the video which I published on October the 28th. So something is definitely taking place now, and it behooves us to start paying careful attention to the skies. So if any of our viewers and subscribers have anything of value, any type of information or images you care to share with us, please forward them over here for review as soon as you can. Also mentioned in this video presentation was the indication that this system would be accompanied by a long trail of debris consisting of fairly large-sized meteors and asteroids. The number of space objects that are penetrating the Earth's magnetic field has increased substantially in the past couple of years. So take a look at this incredible capture from Japan on October the 31st. And finally, if this doesn't blow you away, check out this eerie sky captured from Las Palmas, Spain on October the 26th. So as you can see, something definitely is going on that is very difficult to explain. It was in mid-August of this year, as some of you are aware, that myself and my family members and a number of friends were among the many tens of thousands who suffered the worst flooding in recorded history here in southeastern Louisiana. We are still recovering from that devastation. The funny thing about all of this is that it seems that we encounter one extreme weather event after another. Since the Great Flood of 2016, we have had what is now considered to be one of the most severe droughts that this area has encountered in recent times for this time of the year. Not only has our temperatures been steadily above normal, but the rainfall has registered less than 1/4 of an inch for the past 2 months.